Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bedomy and this is Starcraft Mass Recall, a remake of the original Starcraft and its subsequent expansions in the Starcraft 2 Letterboard. And welcome to the final episode of The Big Push, a mission where we overtake the space platform above the capital wall of Tarsonis. And so far, it's been one of the toughest missions we had to deal with. The moment our troops landed, the enemy started attacking us. So we spent a lot of time and resources in order to build defensive structures that can help us survive. But when the defenses were set in place, we went on the offensive, and we annihilated most of the enemy bases. Now we just have to deal with the last remaining base and we will be victorious. And the hardest part of the job has already been finished by accident. If you remember the last episode, we spent a lot of time trying to nuke the Black base, and ended the episode after destroying the Black command center, which was rather pathetic on my part. I wasted a lot of time and effort on making nuclear missiles which got destroyed by the enemy defenses, because I thought it would be entertaining. It wasn't. It was just something that ran in the background while I was talking about collision boxes and channels future. Instead of showing you a good strategy for finishing the level, I wasted your time on showing you pointless attempts at destroying some fortifications. As a content creator, I am sad because of this. I am the first person that sees my own content, and I should be enjoying it at the very least. But I didn't. I was frustrated by the mission, and I simply wanted to get it over with, so I simply put it together and threw it out the window, which was a terrible thing to do. But it gave me an idea for the future of my Let's Plays. At least the ones revolving around RTS games. What I had in mind is to turn the Let's Play series into a strategy guide video of sorts, at least for the macro missions. The cutscenes and the in-game dialogue would be shown, but the majority of those missions would simply be strategy guides on the map, mixed with some gameplay clips. Even though I think we did this in a previous episode. Well, not a previous episode, but a couple of episodes prior to this one. The idea was there, but the execution was terrible. But at the very least, we all learned something. For example, do not waste too much resources on stationary defenses if you just have to pass through an area. Focus your attention and resources on defending choke points. And whatever you do, do not build buildings inside them if you have to pass through it. And this is something important for content creators. No matter what, don't stop recording. The most interesting things usually happen when you turn off the camera. Case in point, the Orange Command Center was right in the area where we landed our tanks. So it got destroyed off screen. But the Orange base is still functioning, so we can demolish it together. And review the mission and the map itself. If we ignore the crashes, this is a very simple and fun destroy everything on the map mission, once you get the hang of it. You start the mission on the edge of the map with a small detachment of soldiers, a battlecruiser and every production facility already constructed. But because of that, the enemy will start attacking you frequently within the first 2 minutes of the mission, so you have to produce frequently and efficiently. Since you will have to deal with multiple armies, I recommend you build defenses on points of interest, such as mineral fields and the ramp that leads into your base, which is a choke point. Once the defenses are in place, concentrate on building up forces and taking over the enemy base as soon as possible. Your resources are limited, so you have to be mobile in order to do this. Before you start fighting, make sure you have enough forces to deal with the enemy. The AI is very aggressive about repairing the damages we cause, and will rebuild anything we destroy. Luckily, the map is designed in a way that allows us to bypass the enemy's strongest defenses and attack from a different angle. Try to finish your fights as soon as you start them because the enemy will attack you in waves, and since you're dealing with 2 armies, you'll have to deal with 2 waves simultaneously. This won't be too much of a problem if your mission was to defend the base, but you have to go out there and attack those bases. So you have to time your attacks, or you run the risk of losing your entire army because your forces got surrounded. This is understandable from the lore perspective, but when you put it into gameplay, it leads to a lot of frustrations. You spend a lot of time on building up defenses and forces for an attack on a fortified position, and then lose all of those forces in a matter of seconds. And when your computer crashes, you lose all of your save files and progress. Again. Let's just skip to the ending cutscene and finish this episode.
Answer that and stay fashionable. It's not funny anymore. Drop your socks and grab your throttle.